Hey there, drone fans. Rick here again from Drone Valley. In today's clip, I'll show you 3 ways that you can quickly and safely charge your Mavic Mini batteries to get you out the door and up in the sky as quickly as possible. Now, I hate charging batteries because for me, the more time I spend charging batteries is the less time that I can be outside flying my drone, and it's sort of like waiting for the water to boil before you drop the macaroni and cheese in or the spaghetti in the pot so you can eat dinner. I just want to eat. I don't want to spend time charging batteries, and quite honestly, with the Mavic Mini, there weren't a lot of good options to quickly charge the batteries because if you bought the Mavic Mini as the basic package, you got the drone in a single battery. And the way you would charge this battery is by sliding into the drone and then connecting that drone through a micro USB cable up to a standard USB wall charger. And it worked okay. It was kind of slow. And depending on which wall charger you're using and how much current it could provide, the time it took to charge those batteries could vary a lot. But even still, I was not a big fan of doing that because what you've done essentially is turn your $400 drone into a battery charger. And I don't think that's a really good thing because when you think about the electronics behind it, a USB wall charger can deliver 5 volts, again at either 2.5, 2 amps, or 1 amp to the drone. But these batteries are 7.7 volts, which means there's circuitry inside the drone that has to step that voltage up to well over 8 volts to push electrons into the battery, which means the minute you plug it in, the drone is working. So the electronics are on, and there's fatigue setting in, and the electronics are busy, and I really don't like the thought of the drone paying attention to the battery and firing electrons at it, so I've always been looking for a way to charge the batteries at least outside of the drone. Now, if you were lucky enough to buy the Flymore combination, you got this brilliant charging hub, and I call it brilliant because the engineers at DJI realized if you're charging this with a standard USB wall charger, you can't possibly charge 3 batteries at the same time because dividing that current between 3 cells and stepping that voltage up is a big deal. So what they decided to do instead is they built circuitry inside the hub that, number one, will step that 5 volts up over well over 8 volts to charge these batteries, but more importantly, when you slide the batteries into the hub, the electronics will look at all the batteries that have been plugged in, it'll find the one that needs the least amount of charge, it'll fire all the electrons it can produce at that battery to charge it as quickly as possible. When that's charged, it'll move on to the next one, it'll move on to the next one. So the fact that it can charge 3 batteries at the same time, and I'll put quotes around that, it's not a parallel charge, it's a serial charge, which means one, then the next, then the next. So it takes care of that, that problem of keeping track of which battery is being charged, but it still takes a long time to charge it because USB chargers can only supply, again, about 2.5 amps. So I've been on the hunt for a way to charge these batteries out of the drone and faster to get out the door and be able to fly. I also was looking for some solutions where I could charge these when I was out in the field, and I've fully tested these 3 chargers here that I'm going to talk about next, and I use them with my Mavic Mini. So there are 2 that you can use in the field and 1 you're going to use at home. You can actually use this in the field as well if you have an inverter, but I'll start with the simplest one. So these batteries, again, are 7.7 volts, and as I'd mentioned, there's a circuit inside here and a circuit inside here that will step that 5 volts DC up to well over 8 volts to be able to charge the battery, and that's exactly what this little circuit does here. So it's a little attachment that slides onto the back of the battery right here, and on the other end of it is a full-size USB-C connection. So you can plug this with a USB-C cable into any DC power supply or any USB wall charger and charge the battery on that. And I'll show you an example of that. So here's an outlet. Here's you're going to see one of these from us pretty soon. It's a charging USB charger right here that's got a Drone Valley label on it. It's a phenomenal charger. It's a dual port charger. They're not out yet, but they're coming real soon. So stay close to the channel for that one. But anyway, a standard USB-A cable in this end to a USB-C in this end. I plug it in, and you'll notice a red light come on. Now, if the red light comes on and it's flashing, it means it's charging. If it stays on or goes out, it's actually fully charged. So that's a great way to charge it. If you're in your car, you can plug it into your cigarette lighter. Or if you're at home and you've got a wall charger, you can plug it into there. And you can put a couple of these together and actually charge them all at the same time. So that's a really simple way to directly charge the battery outside of the drone and outside of the hub. Another great way to charge it is to use one of these multi-chargers. Now, what I like about this one in particular is that it'll charge up to 4 batteries at the same time. So it's got the ability to charge 4 of these Mavic Mini batteries simultaneously, not serially, but in parallel. So it's a parallel charger, which means inside here, there are 4 separate circuits that can all deliver well over 8 volts at 2 amps of current. So I can fire a ton of electrons at all the batteries at the same time, which means where it took me maybe an hour per battery here, it'll take me 1 hour and all 4 batteries are charged, which is pretty nice. And you can also disconnect the cable so you don't have to charge 4 at the same time. You can charge 1 or 2 and you get good indications, and I'll show you that in a second. The other thing that's really nice is there are 2 full-size USB-A connections on here as well, so you can use another cable to charge your controller and another cable to charge your phone. So it gives you a lot of flexibility to use this to charge everything you need. So it comes with everything you need to get started as well. It's got an AC cord that plugs in this end. and I'll plug that into this outlet right here. And the minute I plug that in, this gets live, and then I've got connectors that plug into the batteries. Now, initially, you'll notice all the lights are green right there, which means there's no load on those. If there were batteries attached there, that means the batteries are fully charged. So you simply plug these into the end. I've got 3 batteries here. I'll charge those 3. Plug these in. Doesn't matter which port you plug them in. And again, if you've got 2 batteries, only plug 2 in. But I've got 3. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way here. And the way you'll connect them up is on this end, it's got a custom connector right there that looks exactly like the connector that's inside the drone. You'll connect it up to the battery. The minute I do, it knows that battery needs a charge, and this turns red, so I know this one's being charged. And again, I can connect up 2 more. So let me connect these 2 guys up. And once I connect them up, you'll see the lights go red. Where'd the 3rd one go? There it is. There you go. Now what I'm doing there is actually charging 3 of these simultaneously, and safely, by the way, because the electronics inside here is going to check the battery to make sure that it's only sending enough current to charge the battery, and as the battery starts to get filled up, it's going to cut back on the current. There's also controllers inside the battery that gate how much of the charge hits those 2 cells inside there, and it'll balance the cells internally. So it's built specifically to work with the Mavic Mini batteries. The best part about this, though, is that I've got 2 more USB connections over here that I can charge my controller, my phone, my tablet, whatever else I'm bringing out in the field, even a battery bank on that, so it works really, really well. The third solution is similar to this type of charger that's a car charger. So essentially what you get here, you push that to the side, you get this guy out of the way again. If you've got a DC power source with you, I'm going to simulate that with this. Let's pretend it's just got a standard outlet here that you'd have in your car. So I'll turn that on real quick, and I'll plug in the car charger. Now there's an LED right there. When I first plug it in, you'll see the LED is green. And again, at the end of this one, I can charge 2 individual batteries at the same time, and I can also charge a single USB right here, so USB-A. So it gives you the ability to charge 2 batteries and a 3rd device on that same charger. So again, same connection. Now you'll notice the light is green presently. When I plug in one of these batteries, and by the way, these have dust covers on them too, so if you're not using them, you can close them up so those little prongs don't get fuzzy stuff on them. But the minute I plug this in, watch what happens to that green light. It's going to turn red. Now it knows, or I know, that I'm charging a battery. When it goes back to green, it means whatever batteries are connected are fully charged. So I love the fact that not only is it going to charge 2 batteries at the same time in my car, but it's going to let me know when those batteries are charged. And this is fantastic because a lot of times I'm flying the Mini and I'm out at a lake and then I'm going to drive to another location that's 45 minutes away. I can plug this into my car, set that down in the seat, and I can charge 2 batteries simultaneously, again, safely, as well as a 3rd, maybe my controller or my phone, whatever else I have to charge, I can plug it in over there. Now what we're going to do, and here's the surprise, is that I got a really good deal because we work with a lot of different distributors and we buy a lot of equipment. I got a really good deal on the home charger and the car charger, and I want to pass that along to you guys. So what we're going to do is, if you look down below, you'll see a special coupon that'll take $10 off the home charger and $5 off the car charger. We're also going to include a universal cable. Now I've talked about these before on the channel. Essentially what the universal cable is a USB-A on this end, which you can plug into here, plug into there, with a USB-C on the other end. So you can use this to charge anything that's got a USB-C connection on it, whether that be your cell phone, your tablet, whatever you want to charge, your power bank. But if you've got other things you want to charge, we also include connectors or adapters that plug on the end. So for example, if you're going to charge your controller, you'll need a micro USB connection. You just plug that on the end and there's a micro USB connection. So you can plug this in here, plug this into your controller and start charging it. If you have an iPhone or any kind of Apple device that uses the Lightning connection, there's an adapter for that. So you can charge your phone, your tablet, the Apple products there. If you've got a USB-C wall charger, you can use this end here. You can put an adapter on that end, which turns the full-size USB-A into a USB-C, so you can plug it into a standard USB-C charger. So essentially what you've got is kind of a Lego set of connections here that'll be able to put together plumbing that'll charge anything from anything, which is pretty cool. So the car charger and the home charger are offered with a single cable in this one and either a single or a double cable in that one if you need those universal cables. But again, these are standard USB-A connections on both. So if you've got cables ready to charge the controller, your phone, a tablet, whatever, you can use those cables. But if you need them, we do include those with the kit as well. And that was pretty much it for today. So I love investigating this kind of stuff because when I'm flying my drone, I'm out in the field and I'm thinking to myself, what could I possibly do to make this experience more fun or get things a little bit easier for me so I can get out there and start flying again? And multi-chargers like this, parallel chargers, are absolutely the way to go because they safely charge your batteries. They allow you to get out the door quickly. I don't have to keep a track of what's going on. Oh my gosh, I can charge one at a time. Let me pull out, slide another one in. You just connect them all up. You let it run. When all those lights turn green, you know you're fully charged and all your batteries. Disconnect them, take them with you out in the field. The last thing I'll mention is we've had a lot of questions about using this in the car. If you have an inverter, you can absolutely use this in your car. It's a standard 120 volt plug on this end, so you can plug this into your car. This is specifically for the Mavic Mini though. You can't use this on any other drone. I've had a lot of questions about, well, can I get different connectors for different batteries? This is fine-tuned for the Mavic Mini. It won't work on the Mini 2. So if you've got the brand new Mini 2, it's a different charger, similar style, but a different charger that works on that. We have all of these available on our website, and I've got links below. And again, I'm here to sort of present the stuff that we figure out, that we use in the field, that I can stand behind. And all of these chargers are things that are in my bag every time I take that Mavic Mini with me out in the field, because I want to spend as much time in the air as possible and the least amount of time on the ground charging batteries. And these guys help me do that. So hopefully you found this helpful. If you have any questions at all about anything I've covered, drop those in the comments below. I promise to get back to you as quickly as I can. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that Drone Valley logo down there and join the Drone Valley family. We have so much content coming. I know I've been a little bit slow to get clips up over the last couple of weeks, but I've been out testing a lot of gear. I can't talk about any of it, but I've been out testing a ton of gear, and I'm going to have a bunch of clips coming on that. We've also got a lot of high-tech clips that I'm going to be posting on the channel as well, because people seem to really enjoy a lot of other things besides drones that we talk about. And my attitude is, I'm a nerd, like you guys are nerds, and I like investigating things that are technologically advanced. So my rule of thumb is, if it runs on electrons, if I can plug it in, if I can charge it or slap a battery in it, I'd love to talk about it on the channel. So expect us to expand things that we talk about. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, happy flying!